Hello and welcome to Dad's Our Job podcast. This is your host Adam Leatherbarrow and I'm joined by Rob Horton and Callum Horton. Guys, it is 2025. How are we getting on?
I'm feeling pretty good for 2025. It's very nice to be back on the podcast, I have to say.
We've had a nice break, haven't we? Had a nice few weeks off, haven't we?
Well, I think mine's been longer than yours. I missed the previous one.
Yeah, Rob went missing.
I think I missed the last one.
Yeah, with Rusty B.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gutted to have missed that actually, and then I was at a I nearly said nativity. I wasn't at a nativity, was I? I was at a pantomime. That's right.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was. So I think I've missed about 3 or 4 weeks. So I am excited to get back to it. Lots to talk about, and not a lot of time to do it. So I think we need to crack on. Cal?
Yeah, no, I'm here. Yeah, as always, loving this first part of the podcast. But yeah, no, it's been nice to have a little break in it and let's attack it now. What's funny? Why are you mugging it off for? It is the worst part.
It's the way you're sitting there with your microphone balanced on your chest like a beached whale or something.
That's how I feel after Christmas, I'll tell you that. I put on £8 over Christmas. Just £8 over Christmas.
I put on £3 or £4 over Christmas, so I stopped drinking beer in the month of January, which is why I'm on the Malbec tonight.
It's why you stopped drinking. You stopped drinking, so you're on the wine. I said I stopped drinking beer. Oh, right. I've taken a completely full on. I'm not having any alcohol 6 days of the week. I'm trying to be as good as I can.
Which is why Adam's going to be phased off the podcast.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, so I like to think it'll keep me in sense, but I don't think anything can keep me in sense at the moment, especially with all the stuff going on at West Ham at the minute.
Save it. We can talk about it later.
Yeah. No, we'll get onto that.
It's almost crazy because sometimes we set up the podcast right to go. Right, what are we talking about this time? Like, lads, what's going on? And it's a bit of a dry week, and then we've had a few weeks off, and it's been absolutely epic with news and drama and
there's so much.
Teams not doing well and players doing this, and managers saying weird things and
complaining about the shape of football.
Yeah, and now we've got to try and fit it all in.
Can I just say, I'm sorry, I am going to bite. That has been completely blown out of proportion.
I know.
Is that where you want to start then? Do we want to start with the ball side?
No, I think Adam's fishing and I am ready to bite on anything today. So, but I just think that's been completely blown out of proportion.
Dangled the worm in his bit.
I have bit because I am very defensive when it comes to stupid things like that. All right, should we talk about...
Rob is Arteta out now. No, I'm joking. We're joking.
Absolutely
he went again.
Absolutely not Arteta out.
2 for 2. So how was your Christmas overall in general?
Well, we spent a lot of time together, Callum and I. We had Christmas Day together.
And our families. It wasn't just me and Rob. It's not like we got kicked out by missuses and it was just us two living in like a hostel or something.
No. We had Christmas dinner together. It was very nice. We had our whole family there. We had...
what was your choice of meat?
We didn't have a choice. It was set menu, mate.
Well, I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You went to the mill, was it?
Yeah.
Sudbury.
So I say our whole family. We our 2 older sisters weren't there, but the rest of us there, and there was extended family as well. So it was very nice. That was Christmas Day, and we had a after gathering at Callum's house, which was also very nice. And then we had. I think, did you go down to Deb's?
Yeah.
And so we had a couple of days apart, and then we had 3 days in Disney. It was fantastic.
Wait a minute. You're an adult and you went to Disney.
Listen, mate, I wasn't posing in a baseball cap with a propeller on the top, was I? For my 18th birthday.
Liv was on. Had a Billabong tracksuits on. About it.
That's even worse.
Yeah, Billabong.
That's
Royal Blue Billabong.
And his bodyboard with him.
No.
December.
No, it was amazing.
I toggled out.
I'm not ashamed to say that I love Disney, so I had a really good time, and I think the kids had a good time too. But for the most part, it was lovely being there with Alea because it was her first time. Danny's still very invested in Disney. I'll let you talk about Bo and Heather, and me and Kelly love Disney anyway. And also a personal win for me is that I finally got to see Belle. Belle is my favourite Disney princess, and I finally got to see Belle, and that was a very nice cherry on the top. So
Decent.
Yes.
Decent. And also, you also come back from Disney with news that you're both going to be uncles again.
Well, yeah.
We're not meant to be talking about it. No one knows.
It's all on Instagram, mate. They're both on Instagram.
They said we need to video these because you would have just saw Adam's face. He would have panicked in his face.
Adam saw the light. He thought he was going to it.
I was like,
Adam was about to start drinking again.
Yeah. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure I saw that on Instagram. Your other half posted it as a story.
It's wonderful news. Congratulations, Rosie and Lee.
Yeah.
So we may have another dad to join the podcast.
He's already a dad.
Yeah, he's been on the podcast.
He can be on the podcast already, can't he?
Is he a dad?
Yes.
Yeah. Has she got a kid already?
No, he's got an older. How old is Ava? She must be.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, what a prick!
14.
Not Lee. I mean me. Sorry, Lee.
And we've already had Lee on the podcast.
Oh, right. I see.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Oh, right, fair enough. Oh, well, I thought he wasn't qualified at the time of deadline day.
Deadline day. That's great. We can call it that next time. Deadline day.
That's what I called it last time.
Oh.
Rob
nice to know. Rob looks at the details of the post that I do. Transfer deadline day.
No, I never look.
But we've got another one to do coming up. Obviously, we're in the January now, but we'll touch on that a bit later. But Cal, how was your run?
Yeah, Christmas was epic. Like I said, I put on £8. It's to be fair. I don't get me wrong. I do normally pig out, but it's probably the first year where, because I've never been a massive drinker. Not that I'm saying I'm promoting drinking here, but it's the first time I've really sort of just let myself go and eat and drink and just enjoy it. But obviously now it's like sort yourself out and get back on the straight and narrow if you like. But yeah, it's been the first time I've actually really sort of just gone, let's not even stress about it and we deal with it after and just enjoy ourselves. Especially like my birthday's just after Christmas as well.
Yeah, that's right. Happy birthday for Wednesday.
Oh, cheers, mate. Thank you. Yeah, so yeah, it's just been nice. But yeah, as Rob says,
so we've had all our birthdays in 3 continuous months then.
Yeah.
So yours was November, I was December,
January.
Oh, fair play.
Yeah. So but yeah,
it's a bit boring for the rest of the year now.
That's nice, isn't it? That's nice.
But
that's nice.
Christmas was.
Have you ever
nice.
seen Salad Fingers?
Yes.
Oh my God, you've seen Salad Fingers?
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one.
Oh, that could have been a fantastic
goal. Mate, I used to go on Weeble.
Salad Fingers was banging. Anyway, sorry, Cal.
That's right. No, I was just going to say, yeah, Chris was lovely. No, but I think, are we going to elaborate on Disney or are we not?
Can if you like, but yeah, I mean, you said 45 minutes, so.
All right, no, I'm going to quickly elaborate.
We ain't eating 45 minutes, we ain't.
So basically, Disney was amazing. As Rob said, me and Heather are both massive Disney fans as well. I think I've been more times to Disney as an adult than I think only than a kid. I think we only went once as a kid.
Hey, you fucking ripped me for going once when I was an adult.
Who?
You've been going more than me.
Yeah, but you went.
It was a problem, mate.
You went for your 18th birthday.
You ripped me, both of you.
That was your birthday, your 18th birthday.
Yeah.
Not having it.
No. Anyway,
so, give me all that Nicky Moyes shit and all.
Look at him. You swear more when you're sober. Maybe you should have a drink.
I do. This is like the angry Adam that's coming. Like Inside Out. I'm the little angry thing.
If this is what sober Adam's like, he can get out.
Yeah. So I. What was I saying?
Sorry, you went Disney, right?
Yeah, I went Disney.
Right, you went Disney.
I went Disney. It's the first time Bo has been to Disney, and we went as a family, obviously, and for the Christmas period. But it was also we went for like Bo's birthday, or it fell on Bo's birthday. So one of the days, like we set up like meet the characters, like breakfast with the characters, and we had like a birthday cake in the evening. We had like a meal, but like we bought extra, like paid extra for like a Mickey birthday cake and that, and it was just immense. I must say Disney are just exceptional at what they do. I mean, people say it's a lot of money, and it is a lot of money, sorry, but for what they do it's just absolutely fantastic. And I know like Bo only turned 3, and I don't know how much of it he will remember. I've spoken to people about this and they say, oh, I remember what I was doing at 3 and all that sort of stuff, but to be fair, I can't remember what I was doing like last week when I was 3. But for me, the memory of him seeing Mickey Mouse and just the absolute love on his face, or like the surprise on his face and like excitement, and then going on rides and stuff, and him sort of being semi-nervous and then sort of then enjoying it and then wanting to go on it again or whatever. It's just priceless, and I think it's more, it's almost like we paid to go away for us, even as for our memories.
Yeah,
than actually him, and it was just absolutely magical. We're so much so that we're already thinking about how long do we leave it till we try and book again. Like, do we leave it like a year or 2 years, or because it was just I can't speak more highly of it. Anyone who wants to try and take their kids to Disney or can afford to take their kids to Disney, and I'm not even talking about World Disney, just like Disney Paris was exceptional, and just fantastic.
Disney Paris is great, and also like you said, the experience itself is great, but then also your kids surprise you.
Yeah.
So like Alea went on the runaway train. Was it the runaway train? Yeah, runaway train, yeah. Which absolutely blew my mind that she went on it, right? And even Danny himself, right? Danny got to go on Space Mountain for the first time. And I cannot, Danny's not really that kind of ride person, right? I sat next to him on the runaway train when he went on, and Alea and Kelly were in front, and Danny was sitting next to me. And it was going so fast for him that he went, "Oh shit!" Right? But that's the first time I've ever heard Danny swear, right? So I was giggling like a little schoolboy now, isn't he? Yeah, no, but for me it was so funny because it wasn't like he was trying to perform or because he thought he could get a free one. It was genuinely because it was a shit moment for him.
Yeah.
And I was the one that was laughing like a little schoolboy because I thought it was so funny. So little experiences like that. But then also we got to see Darth Vader.
Yeah, that was cool.
Darth Vader seemed to put on a show for us. He was very intimidating, but he was also quite funny in an intimidating way that he ended up kind of chasing Kelly out of the room, which is not something that usually happens apparently. And Alea was like, "You leave my mummy alone," and Danny was having none of it. Like Danny was like,
I think it
was just wonderful. It's a wonderful experience.
It's just like the little qualities, isn't it? Like they make it special as for the individual, which you think such a big organisation such as that must be hard to try and please everyone. But it's almost like they generally do try and put the effort in to make memories for the people that spend their money to go there.
Yeah.
And as Rob said, like Darth Vader was exceptional. That's something that we all experienced, and like it was just so cool that because as Rob just said, that's a personal touch that he seemed to take a dislike to Kel and sort of put her in her place and Kel, it was a laugh, and the kids will Alea, Danny going, what the hell are you doing, and it was just, I just think it's exceptional how they go that extra mile, because obviously for them they're just doing a job, and they could just do a job and go home and do the bare minimum. But it's almost like they don't do that. They want to go that extra mile.
It is a money making thing. Disney is very good at making money, but also Disney's also very good at making every single person feel like they matter.
Yeah, that's it.
In a group of people where there is literally thousands of people there in a day, and you're still, for those moments, made to feel like you're the most important person there. And that's wonderful, especially when you're an 11-year-old or a 4-year-old and you're made to feel like you matter. Like, it's lovely.
Yeah.
What about you, Ad?
Bravo, Disney.
Bravo.
I mean, Disney. Adam's so excited. He still talks about his 18th now. What was your experience in Disney? Can you explain that?
What one? The first time or the second time in Florida?
The 18th.
18th one. Well, I couldn't have a beer. I know that I've got to do. About listening to the Killers' Hot Fuss album, which was an excellent shout. And
I've seen the Killers live. They're very good.
Yeah. And
can I just interrupt before you go into that? Sorry.
Razorlight.
Sorry. Do you know that Need to Breathe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know our gig that we went to? Yeah. Do you know they've released an album from that gig, a live album?
Really?
From that gig from Shepherd Bush. Yeah.
Is it on Spotify?
It's on Spotify.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, I've downloaded it.
I'm checking it right now.
Who's the band again?
Need to Breathe.
It's just a cheap plug there.
Yeah.
They are the best.
They are the best.
And what's the album called? Just to give them a shout out if they're listening. I doubt they are. But
it's a live album.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Hang on.
So mate, they are a band that we've absolutely thought that so much so that my son's named after.
It's called the London Tapes, the Shepherd Bush Empire. Oh my god!
So Bo's actually named after he's now left the band, but one of the brothers who was one of the biggest writer of the songs and musician and singer. Bo's actually named after him. That's how much we love him. Love the band. Sorry, yeah.
Well, not as much as. Well, yeah, you obviously love him more than Rob because Rob only names his dogs after her.
No, that's not. No, that's not true. However, we had one.
Your cheerleading thing's called Bear Drills.
No, that's got nothing to do with him.
Rob named himself after him. Yeah.
All right, okay, guys. I think it's time we moved on. Enough laughing at me.
But you're gonna enjoy listening to that.
We've got the rest of the podcast for that. My Christmas was very quiet, very chilled.
That's lovely. Let's move on.
And cut.
Hold on. Can I just say before you go? That's going to have your little plug on it.
Oh, yeah. So, sorry, Adam. There's this little thing where we all collectively, we're massive fans, but Kelly bought me for Valentine's Day a meet and greet so I could meet them, so we could meet them. And she told the lead singer that one
That's who Rob's named after, Bear.
She told the lead singer that we use their music at our wedding. And then he's talked about it on stage. And so, Kelly was absolutely freaking out. So if that is on the live album, that's going to be amazing.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty cool.
That would be immense. I actually haven't listened. I've only listened to the first couple of songs on it, to be fair.
Yeah.
But if that's on there, that is magical.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Adam.
Maybe you need to text Kel now.
I've literally screenshot it and sent it to her.
Oh, well, fair. Yeah.
Go on, Adam. Tell us about your chilled Christmas.
I don't really want to talk about it right now. That sounds quite boring. No, Christmas was very, very quiet. Obviously, spending time with quality family time. But it was I don't know if you had the same thing, Cal, but it was the first kind of real conscious getting excited for Christmas this year with Connie. Last year, she was still pretty much wondering why there was a tree in the room and wondering why she was dressed up like an elf and that sort of thing. But this year
and why Buddy was weeing up the trees.
Yeah, that's it. Get electrocuted in the process. But
I was wondering why his hair was so different this year.
He's on a new diet. He's got the ump.
That dog has always got the ump. He's an horrible dog.
Every Basset hound's got the ump. Every Basset hound has. But they're all very loving. But Connie obviously was getting really excited leading up to Christmas Day and doing the elves, the fucking elves. Honestly, they're a pain in the arse. So to any parents out there, avoid the elves as long as you possibly physically can, and probably until they're going to school or whatever.
What are you talking about?
Elf on the Shelf.
What are you talking about?
No, because they're a pain in the arse, mate. The amount of creative things you have to think of. What?
Mate, you've just killed so many elves.
Can't talk about elves like that.
Yeah,
every time you talk shit like that, an elf dies.
Yeah.
Mate, they reproduce like rabbits. It's fine. But I blame my old man for that because we went away on holiday in Lanzarote and he was saying to Connie, "Oh, we have to watch out for them cheeky elves." And I was like, "For God's sake, Dad, cheers, mate." I was trying to avoid this 24 days of trying to think of new ways for elves to be hanging off lights but it got.
I don't know why you have to think because elves do everything themselves.
Yeah. Have you not seen the Twitter page?
Yeah. Elves do everything themselves.
The TikTok page. Sorry.
It's so much so I've done like a cinematic video. Like when you do the stop-start thing.
Cool, you're die hard, aren't you?
I've had to, mate. I was so bored. Just running out of ideas. But I've done a stop-start animation.
Adam, give up on this podcast. You just started the elf thing, mate.
Yeah, mate, yeah. Fucking hell. I've got to think of ideas throughout the year to do for 24 days. Why do you keep rinsing me?
I'm not rinsing you. Because I'm not rinsing you. It's just that I don't understand what you're talking about because I've never touched an elf in my life. All my elves just do their own thing.
Are you Santa?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mate, you know Santa's not real, right? Anyway.
You know, my kid listens to this.
You're a 3-year-old. This is the Dad's Our Job podcast on Spotify.
My kid does.
Not this week, though.
Not this week. He's not listening to it.
No. What does he know of it? He should know, should he?
Shut up. Shut up, Adam. Stop talking.
He's next door, you Mel.
Oh, right.
Have you not been reading me for the last 5 minutes?
Oh, right. I see what you mean now. I forgot. So we're actually recording at Rob's house this week rather than Callum's garage. So, yeah.
I think this bloke's dislocated his... Oh, no, he's broke his leg by the looks of it.
Yeah, so obviously we wrote a letter to Santa and Santa wrote back, and I've just killed Christmas at the minute right now. It's like, I killed Christmas for one child. Orcs.
I'm going to say that you deleted it and it didn't get uploaded this week.
Yeah. Where was I? Yeah, so obviously Christmas Day, there was loads of presents there. She was getting excited and obviously opened up, and a very sport little child. Got loads of presents, loads of Gabby dollhouse toys and stuff. But as you know, as a father, when you get toys from other people and then you open the box and you realise they come in 1,000 pieces, you know that your morning is taken up by putting those toys together. Yeah. So effectively, I spent all Christmas morning putting together a 500-piece Gabby's Doll's House toy that had everything and anything in it. It was just carnage. It took me an hour to put it together.
500 pieces an hour, that's pretty impressive, mate.
Yeah. I mean, one, it's a doll's house, and two, you get the architect to build it, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So it was, it was all fun and games, but yeah, we had a nice break.
Good.
Quiet New Year's, and that was pretty much it, really. I mean, Connie's been, I think see a lot more of Connie coming out of her shell over the past few weeks, especially being at home every day for a very long Christmas break. So, but yeah, it's been good. But football's been on. And so, yeah, West Ham typically were quite good over the Christmas period. I think 4 games unbeaten at the time, and then we played Liverpool and Man City, and then that just all went to shit. So, yeah, that was that.
What about New Year?
New Year, we didn't really do much for New Year, to be completely honest, mate. No, I mean we just put Jules on and done and have a glass of wine and then Happy New Year and go to bed. Like, the sort of New Year's celebrations kind of get lost, don't they? The older you get, especially when you've got young kids and they've got to be in bed by 8 o'clock. But we did a fake New Year's before she went to bed. So
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, a little tip for anyone who's got young kids. Yeah, that basically what we do is, because the fireworks.
Yeah, well, the fireworks are going on every hour, aren't they, on Sky News? So
no. Oh, okay. Is that what you did?
Yeah, so she was completely unaware of.
So you know what we did? So we put them down normal time. So it was like 7. I don't know, maybe stayed up a little bit later, but maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock. So what we do is then we've done this every year, is that we play last year's fireworks. So we go on YouTube and put up like London 2024 fireworks, and he sits there and does the countdown and watches it, and then watches the fireworks, and then he goes to bed. So next year he'll watch this year's ones. And then, he watched 2023 last year. So,
right.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So then, and then so that what we did is that we put him in bed. We had a glass of champagne as well, and then we went to bed. So I'm not being funny, and I don't need to sit up and count the New Year in.
Yeah,
you're on your own. I went to a house party.
No, yeah. Well, you got all the. Well, yeah.
We went to a house party with some friends that we have, and so it's quite nice because the friendship started with Danny and his school friends, and collectively all the parents have got together and have become quite friendly as well. And we did
your friends who have dads.
Pardon?
Your friends who have dads.
Rob's made friends.
I've got friends, and they're cooler than you. All right.
Danny's dad's friends.
I bet they don't do a podcast.
No, they support Man United. I wouldn't have them on either.
Oh, well, there you go. They're fucking boring.
But
you laugh at them every day.
No, I can't laugh at them at the moment because Arsenal's form hasn't been fantastic. But
yeah, but it's got 13th in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's true. But no, we went to a house party there. It was wonderful, and was rough for the first half of New Year's Day. Really, really bad.
Till you had that next sip of drink.
And well, yeah. Do you know what? In fairness, I don't normally go in for a hair of the dog, but the hair of the dog did help. But with that being said, I think it's probably good that we go and talk about football now.
Let's swiftly move on because Rob Donald talk about how rough he was.
I was rough. I was almost as rough as a one Lopetegui is probably feeling right now. So maybe that's a nice segue into how the hammer's feeling, because I felt like a hammer was chiseling into my brain.
Can I say, just before you go in, because I am so intrigued and don't really know what's going on with this, but has he had a payout?
He has had a payout.
You talk about being rough, Rob, and let's be honest, I know he's
Do you know how much his payout was?
This is what I would like
How much
to know.
was his payout?
How much?
3.3 million quid.
Oh, do you know what? I think he's all right. He don't mind.
Yeah. I mean, in fact...
He's almost up there with Jose, isn't he? And Jose earned more money from payouts and he's actually doing the job.
Yeah, but that's tactical, though, isn't it? He's the 3-year Jose, isn't he? He gets to his second year of his job. He's in his last year of his contract and rocks the boat, effectively, and gets sacked early and gets paid off.
Do you know what, though? I was having this back and forth with Dad earlier. It wasn't really a back and forth. He said something and I replied and he didn't reply back. That was as much as the back and forth was. But
it was just back and forth.
That was it. It was just
That's a song, isn't it?
It was the old 1-2. But he said that he doesn't want Jose back in the Premier League, and I'm like,
oh, are you mad? He's a character.
Give me more Jose.
I can't see him coming back this season, if I'm completely honest.
No.
He's going to take Potter's job.
No.
So we ain't got there yet.
I just think, like, I like a Premier League with Jose in it because he's fun. Like,
he is fun.
He is pure. He is entertainment, regardless of whether he's happy Jose or miserable Jose. He is pure entertainment, and I will never forget. Fantastic. And you know, while we're here, my favourite Jose moment is when he's sitting there on the bench laughing. And then his assistant coach says,
Spurs, though,
yeah. And then his assistant coach says something to him, and then he runs up and starts shouting at the fourth man or whatever it is. That is like my favourite Jose moment because it's cinema.
Yeah, it's
so good, and so
he's a character as well. Like his press conferences and things, and the stuff he says, it's like
he's so funny. Have you seen his most recent one? Like, I think I don't know the full story, but one of his players got a really dirty challenge, right? And he posted it on his Instagram and he was like, well done, whoever this player was, your shin pads must be made of carbon because like this player was not injured after this horrendous challenge because the referees didn't do anything about it. Like he's in his give a fuck stage, isn't he? Like he's in his era. He don't care.
Did he break the guy broke his leg, didn't he?
No, I don't think he did break his leg, did he?
Oh. Yeah, I think if you look at the picture, he actually snaps his leg in half.
No idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. No, I'll try and find it.
But in the meantime, we're recording, and Everton are playing Peterborough in the FA Cup, and Ashley Young come on with 15 minutes left to go, and it's currently 92 minutes with 10 added minutes on, and Darren Ferguson is the biggest shithouse ever because he could be part of history here by putting Ashley Young's son on. But he's kept him on the bench.
And we're all praying that he brings him on.
This is the biggest media highlight of the week of a father and a son playing in an FA Cup game against one another. Not with each other, against one another. And Darren Ferguson's not bringing the poor son on.
He's got to bring him on, hasn't he?
I think it's brilliant. I don't think it's just like everyone's been hyped up to watch this game and then gone, nah, fuck it, I ain't playing it. The poor son's just sitting there on the bench like, I want to get on, please.
You would though, wouldn't you? Come on, that's such a magical moment.
Yeah, like, mate, just put him on. I just think you're being such a wanker at the minute, Darren Ferguson.
I know, and is it
Darren Ferguson? It's Darren Ferguson, yeah. I was thinking Duncan Ferguson. Yeah,
no, it's Darren Ferguson. And it's the type of thing that probably won't happen again. You've got one chance at this.
Yeah.
You've got one chance. Do the right thing.
You're losing. Like, just put the kid on. Just put the kid on. Make history. Like, make it happen.
Can I just say, I've actually been in that situation. Not obviously playing with my dad, but Rob will know about this. So, as you're aware, I'm a massive gooner, and I played for Boreham Wood, and I sat on the bench against an Arsenal team where it was basically the full squad, the first team squad back in the day. So it had like Haleb, Van Persie, Diaby, literally all Reyes, everyone turned up, right? And it was all the big names, and I was the only sub not used in the game, and the gaffer knew. It's probably, do you know what, it haunts me today. The gaffer knew that I was a massive Arsenal fan, and he turned around and looked at me, and I remember him. He obviously whispered something I won't say his name, but not that I begrudge this. He did what he had to do, but he turned to his assistant, and obviously I don't know if they were going to get me ready or there was, or they weren't. And I remember it was sort of a bit of hustle and bustle, and it was like, I thought, I might be coming on here because he's looked at me. Am I coming on? And it waited another 5 minutes, and then obviously I didn't get on. The whistle went, and I literally, I could have said I played. I was on the pitch, and they played the whole game, like all the big names, didn't they, Rob? Yep. Every single big name was on the pitch. I've got the team sheet somewhere. Like I say, Fabregas, Van Persie, Haleb. All the big names were on it. I'm trying to think. I think even Keown might have even been. No, was he gone by then?
I can't remember.
But literally, he was when Haleb was there.
Yeah, I can't remember the top of my head. But I've got the list. Literally, all the big names were there, and I did not get played, and it haunts me. Even though I got the honour of saying that I was on the bench against these guys.
It's the same sort of thing as like our past interviewee was Darren Blewett, and he was on the bench for West Ham, and Pardew called him over to bring him on, and he didn't have his shin pads on.
Mm. But
Pardew didn't put him on in that game. Otherwise, he would have been a West Ham fan playing for West Ham, and he never made a senior appearance for the club because of that. So it's just one of them things, isn't it? Just like
if I find it, I've got the program at home. If I find it, I'll send you. We'll put it on the Instagram page because you look at the names on it. I mean, I remember sitting there going, "Oh my god!" I mean, Wenger was like, a lot of time you play these friendlies in the pre-season, and they send like the under 21s or the kids out. He's giving a penalty, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? And they don't actually play the first team. Literally, even Wenger was in the dugout. Like it was that. Like everyone was there, mate.
You would have been able to swap shirts and everything, wouldn't you?
I tried to, even though I didn't play. I tried to, but they actually said, "Oh, we're not allowed to."
No, what about your pants?
Yeah. No, I did try to. I tried to run on and get some, and I think I actually ran on and try and get Van Persie shirt, but like I say, they weren't allowed to swap shirts apparently. But I mean, even saying I was on the bench from him is magical. But I mean, even it haunts me to this day. But at least I was lucky enough to do that, and But like I say, sorry, what I was going to say is when I get the program out, because I've got it
again. This winds me up as well. Let Ashley Young take the fucking penalty kick.
His son's not in goal.
I know, but like he could, if his son was on the pitch, and you could say I scored in that game against my son.
His
son's not even on the pitch.
He's still not on yet. Yeah, but we'll post it on Instagram.
Okay, right. So current status at the minute. West Ham. It had been coming. I called it in the summer. Lopetegui has been sacked, and
you called it in the summer, but it's about 6 months later than you actually said it would happen.
I said he would get sacked, and the prediction was the first managerial sacking, but I think he wasn't that far, was he? Really? Yeah, it was close. It was the game against Man United. I think if he lost that game, he would have been gone, and he would have been the first sacking. But Ten Hag got sacked on that because we won. But I think, given the fact of David Moyes' last 19 games, this is the only way we can compare Lopetegui with his first 19 games was off the back of Moyes' last 19 games, and he had improved the squad from that, but the improvements were very minor, and there was a lot of disgruntlement. There's been a lot of upheaval with the squad, not getting the best out of the players, and the heavy defeats were just too much to take. I mean, we lost to Liverpool twice by letting 5 goals in. We lost to Man City 3-1 and 4-1.
Yeah, but
we lost to Chelsea 3-0.
Again, teams you're expecting.
Yeah, but in the past 3 years, we've never been hammered. Never really been hammered. We've always been competitive in those games, despite being stubborn. We've been competitive by staying in the game by a 1-0 or 1 goal deficit, but in that last 19 games, like with Moyes, we lost 6 6-0 to your mob.
That's right. I was about to say that.
But then this year, when you think we had the same fixture, we lost 5-2, so you think, well, actually, that's an improvement. But it's still a hammering.
We've also a lot of new players coming in. It's not like you got to remember, Moisey had a settled squad, didn't he? Let's be honest, he had a team that they'd been together for how many years, and now you've got 6 or 7 new players coming in. I'm not saying it should take 6 months or whatever it is for them to settle, but ultimately you're talking about teams that, let's be honest, I know you're saying a loss is a loss at the end of the day. I know maybe you get smashed,
I say this with my dad. Like, my dad was quite happy with the style of football we were playing. I mean, when we lost to Man City recently, 4-1, we had 17 shots. You know, if Kudus had his scoring boots on, we probably would have went 2-0 up against Man City. And I don't think the general consensus is that we've been playing bad in games. It's just the results really reflect where we are in the table. And Lopetegui has sadly his time's run out now with that. But as we said, he was never the right man for the job in the first place, and I just think the job has just caught up with him, and the level of expectation of the fan base. But and a lot there's a lot of things going on online about how the club have mistreated Lopetegui towards the end. But from what I've been told is that Lopetegui, after the Man City game, was told he was going, and he could have left that day after immediately. But what he decided to do, and I give him all the credit in the world for doing this and remaining professional, knowing that his time's up, he continued to fulfill his role as the coach by taking training, doing everything that's necessary within the training ground until a head coach had been appointed to replace him, or agreed to replace him. Graham Potter was lined up for months, and over the past few days they were negotiating his contract. So originally he was going to be given a 6-month deal, but he negotiated to get a 2.5-year deal, and that's what was kind of delaying the process. So I know that on Monday it came out and said, look, Lopetegui's been sacked, and then TalkSport retracted it. But in fairness, I think there was a transition handover period that Lopetegui undertook that it goes under the radar with most fans. So I think he's got a bit of credibility in that and professionalism, that he knew he was going, but he knew that he didn't want to leave the club in a bad state for the new person. So I'll praise him for that. But now it's, the Lopetegui era is gone. The king is dead. Long live the king, Graham Potter. So, yeah, that's.
I did make some notes on this. Not many, but I think the main thing is I do think it's good news for West Ham. I think it was inevitable.
Yeah, I
agree. And the reason why I'm saying this is I didn't want Lopetegui. I don't particularly want any manager to fail unless they manage Tottenham. He's
a good guy. He's a good guy. I mean, when you look at the stuff he done off the pitch in terms of the ill mascot that visited the training ground, and he had a picture with the kid, and he had the picture framed and on his desk, and sadly that mascot had died. And then also the treatment with Oscar Fares, the young goalkeeper that died as well. He was very, very good with that. He was he in terms of behind the scenes and player care and like fan supported care and stuff. He was very, very good with that. And but again, that's something that gets overshadowed when you lose games in the Premier League.
That's the problem. The results are important, and the reason why I'm saying that is because in the summer we were saying that West Ham had won the window.
Yeah, absolutely.
So actually the results weren't good enough because West Ham, by our own analysis, were the best. Were almost like the winners of. Were coming out with the best improvement to the squad.
Yeah.
And that hasn't been seen on the pitch. They're not in a great position. I think Potter coming in is a good signing for West Ham. I question who the move is better for. I think it's probably a better move for West Ham than it is for Potter. That's just a personal opinion. Mm-hmm. I think my only...
Yeah, because weren't he up for the England job?
He was up for England. He was at Chelsea, and I think I'd probably prefer to manage Brighton now than I would maybe West Ham. And I'm just talking about, and I'm not being facetious. It's just
he turned down the Leicester job in the summer.
I know
That's
exactly.
That's why Steve Cooper took over.
Exactly. So I think it's a better move for West Ham than it is for Potter, and I think that Potter will be thinking, if I can make West Ham better, I'll get a better job, and that's okay if he makes West Ham better in the process. The only concern I would have is does he have the players to play Potter ball? And I think there are some of the players there to play Potter ball, but I don't know if there's enough. For example, and I know these are easy examples because I've used them before and it's not fair, but is Soufal a Potter ball player? No. Is Souček a Potter ball player? Probably not. You haven't got Bowen. I'm quite looking forward to see Somerville get some play time because I think Somerville will play under Potter. Is your boy Fulkrug a Potable player?
I think
maybe.
When you look at the Brighton squad that he had, and if he was getting a tune out of a 35-year-old Glenn Murray up front, he can get a tune out of a 31-year-old Fulkrug.
Yeah, you're probably right there. Actually, I forgot about Glenn Murray. Yeah.
Sorry,
Glenn. If you want to come on the podcast, you're welcome.
He brought the likes of Adam. He brought old people in. I think James Milner was one. No, it's not. He brought the likes of Adam Lallana in. And
he did.
James Milner and Danny Welbeck, and he got old souls playing again. James Milner might be debatable. I think it might be under De Zerbi. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but
I don't think Potter brought in James Milner.
No, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right, but I think in terms of does the current squad fit Potterable, I think it does.
Okay.
Because when I looked at the recruitment, I saw us playing with a back three, and that consisted of Kilman, Todibo, and Mavropanos.
Mavropanos on the right.
Mavropanos on the right.
Yeah.
I heard you want to get rid of him, though.
Huh?
I've heard that you want to get rid of him.
Well, there's rumours. Some fans
that he's going into Milan or something, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. What, Mavropanos?
Yeah.
Well, good luck to him if he does, but I think...
Not into Milan. I think it might be somewhere in France, actually. I'll tell a lie.
But I think he played for a Stuttgart side that played 3-4-3 and done remarkably well. And then when I see Mavropanos play right back in some cases this season to fill a void, I think he played well there as well. So I think if he plays in that right centre-back position, in the back three with Kilman the other side and Todibo in the middle, they're all ball-playing defenders that can drive the ball forward. So I'll be very happy with that. So I think in terms of that sense, I think we'll probably need another centre-back to kind of support that. We've got Emerson and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, both wing-backs. When you think he played with Cucurella and Tarek Lamptey as their wing-backs. So I think when you look at those two and then at Brighton and to the two that we've got, I think, again, it could be worked. Centre midfield wise, I think there's an issue. Alvarez, I'm not a big fan of at all. But then there's a case he could bring back James Ward-Prowse, who's on loan at Nottingham Forest. But yeah, I think there's a lot he could work with and get the best out of. But also, he's good at bringing youth through, and we've got a fantastic academy collection at the moment. Some of them out on loan, some of them still at the club. So, and from what I've seen today, it's his first training session at Rush Green today, and he's integrated the youth players straight away. He's the four good ones that are there at the club at the minute have been in the first team training today.
Very good.
I'm happy about that. If he gets the academy going, gets results going, I think if he can get 30 points for West Ham for the rest of the season,
okay,
that's 1 point better than Moyes' total last year.
Okay.
So
yeah, but Moyes had a full season to do that. You're giving the guy half a season to try and get the same amount of points.
He's talking about combined with Lopetegui.
We've got 23 points already.
Yeah.
If he gets 30 points in his remaining 18 games...
Do you know what, though? Listen to this.
He would get 53 points, which is better than Moyes' because he got 52 last year.
So what stage this year?
Do you know what though?
Oh, I can't remember.
That's a bit harsh because Moyes might have had 30 points by now, 40 points by now.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Can I just add as well?
Go on, mate. Sorry.
Potter could be in charge for 5 games and lose 5 games. Fulham, Palace, Villa, Chelsea, Brentford. Yeah, and then after that, after Brentford, it's Arsenal, and then after that, you've got Leicester, Newcastle, Everton, Wolves, Bournemouth before Liverpool. But the next 6, they're a bit crap.
You say that, yeah.
New manager bounce and all that. I know.
Also, every game's hard now.
This season already.
Let's be honest. We were talking about this the other day. Every game in the Premier League's hard. Like you got Arsenal's running. We got like Tottenham and Man United. Like we got FA Cup Man United. Like every game's just a big game at the moment. It's nuts.
And Newcastle were playing. They went. I think they were like 9th at one point, and then they just went.
They're like 5th now. They're 1 point behind Arsenal, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it.
Or 5 points behind Arsenal, is it?
And we beat them 2-0 at their place.
I'm going to talk about that actually.
Yeah. So enough West Ham talk for now. I think I waffled on a bit.
No.
Too much about.
No, because it's big news, isn't it? It's big news.
But in general, I'm a lot more comfortable as a West Ham fan now, knowing that with Potter, I can see how our play will be identified, and we haven't even kicked the ball yet.
But also, I think Potter has better Premier League credentials than Lopetegui.
Absolutely.
So I think there's 100%. That as well. And also, he's probably going to get a chance to build a team.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like Chelsea where it's like, we're going to get rid of him.
Yeah, but you say he's going to get a chance to build a team. It's only because he's fought for that. They weren't going to give him a 6-month contract.
Yeah, originally that was before Christmas.
I mean, that's a little bit worrying, don't you think? I'd be worried. Why are you only giving him a 6-month contract?
Yeah,
if you don't want to let him to build a team.
That's the bit I was worried about. If he come in and they went, he's on a 6-month deal, like I'm not happy with that. I want someone that's here for a long time, not a fun time, as you say. Right?
Yeah, but you say, Adam, you say that they're just going to tin tack him anyway if they don't want him.
Yeah, that's true as well.
The contract don't mean nothing. It could be that we'll promise you 2.5 years, but 6 months we'll get rid of you anyway.
I know we've just sacked Lopetegui, but we're not a sacking club.
What do you mean not a sacking club?
We're not a sacking club, really. I mean,
I think there is only one true non-sacking club in the Premier League, and that is Arsenal. I'm being serious.
No, it's true.
I can pretty much name all of Arsenal's managers in the Premier League era without even really trying.
Yeah.
Because we've only had 5, I think, with a couple of caretakers.
Yeah.
Like, Arsenal are the true non-sacking team.
No, that's true. That's true. There was an interesting stat that came out today that Graham Potter is West Ham's 19th manager of all time. Like, it'll be the 19th person to manage West Ham. And
of all time, or in
their entire history,
right?
Graham Potter is West Ham's 19th manager.
Right.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That don't sound like a lot.
It doesn't, does it?
No.
So,
by contrast, I think Arsenal have had like less than 10. Like, I know that's like a ridiculous number,
but you've had
like,
managers that have had 20-year spells.
Yeah, that's right.
So when you think about total history, like, you can have 5 years. You can have 5 managers.
Was it Herbert Chapman as well? Was there around for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a long time. Yeah.
So Graham Potter is West Ham's 19th manager. So this is a good segue.
You're going to talk about Everton having about 100.
And so it's a good segue. Since Sean Dyche was at Watford have had 19 managers.
Seriously?
Yeah. So there's the Everton.
Wow.
Yeah, and Tom Cleverley is their 19th manager post Dyche.
I mean that's scary, isn't it? That shouts problems.
Yeah.
In the boards.
Yeah. So that's a good segue into a bit of news that happened today was the departure of Sean Dyche. I mean, I'm touching on this. We're not Everton fans at all, but Callum, you are a Sean Dyche fan. What is your thoughts on the departure?
Why has he been given the tin tack?
Right, okay, I think I can give you a starting point. I think, I don't know whether this is accurate, but I think it's no wins in 11. I think it's no wins in 11 or something like that.
I think it's one win in 11, isn't it?
1 win in 11.
Something like that.
Where are they in the table?
16th.
Just above the relegation zone.
16th on 17 points, I think.
Something like that. But they've got... I think it's
false information.
It's an odd move because they've got no transfer budget.
And who are they going to get in?
I think Everton have reacted because when you look at it, Leicester got a new manager. Southampton got a new manager. Ipswich have still got McKenna, but they're building something. I think they'll be fine. Wolves got a new manager. Now West Ham's got a new manager, and then Everton have gone. We need a new manager. We'll sack Dyche. And it's like, yeah, okay, but who are you going to get replacing? I just think it's a reactionary.
And do you know what my biggest concern about that? If I was an Everton fan, from the post that I saw, the word from the club was, our search for a new manager has begun. I'm like, listen, mate, if you're sacking Sean Dyche, you should have a replacement. 100%. Because if you're not going to get relegated, you want Sean Dyche.
Where's your contingency plan?
I think that planning. And I know that we've just watched Leighton Baines and whoever the other guy, Seamus Coleman, who was playing on the pitch at the end of the game, I think, beat a Peterborough side managed by Darren Ferguson, who didn't bring on Ashley Young's son. You're a prick.
That's shameful. That could have been a piece of history.
Do you know what? He made that about himself.
He did, yeah.
Ferguson made... I don't want to sidetrack. Ferguson made it about himself. You're a prick. But I think if you are going to get rid of Sean Dyche and then you post publicly that your search for a new manager has begun, you have absolutely no hope. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, and Everton, like Arsenal, are like one of the only two teams I think who have never been relegated from a top tier.
That's right.
Not the Premier League top tier, from a top tier. Everton could leave Arsenal standing on their own because for me that is just woeful mismanagement. Like, if you want to get rid of Sean Dyche, fine. I think that's stupid. But at least have someone who's going to walk into the job the same day.
Yeah,
madness.
That's the thing. Like, again, I don't want to go back to West Ham, but West Ham have been criticised because they dragged out the announcement of Lopetegui being sacked. But the day Lopetegui gets announced he's sacked, Graham Potter's at the stadium signing his contract that evening, announced the following morning. Like, that's the contingency I expected from the club. But Everton, although they did flirt with Potter at the time when we were discussing a contract with him, maybe it was used as a bargaining chip, but now the question is, Everton have sacked their manager and they've got no one now to take over for the next Premier League game.
Yeah, maybe, I think they've just signed their relegation now.
Can I just say though, just to follow that up as maybe a flip side, their next three games are Aston Villa, Tottenham and Brighton.
Oh, they've lost all them.
You would expect them to.
Yeah, but regardless who they got a manager, they've lost them.
But then after that, they have got, and I say this with a little bit of tongue in cheek, so just like humour me. But then they've got Leicester, Crystal Palace, and Man United. Now, on their days, they are winnable games. So if you're going to get a new manager in before Aston Villa, accept that you might lose 2, maybe get a draw out of 1, maybe, especially with Tottenham's attacking mentality. You could, Dominic Calvert-Lewin could do something and get a brace. Like,
unless he's sold.
Because he might be.
They've got no cash.
And he might be, right?
But they've just been taken over and they got money from the takeover.
Yeah, but they don't comply with PSR rules.
So mate, listen, half the clubs don't matter about that anyway, so why are we stressing for? Oh, because they've already been taking point deduction. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but the funny thing is they could still get a points deduction this year.
They could get another one.
They could get something like 7 points or something.
So
they're okay.
But those following 3 games, you've got, like I said, you've got Brighton potentially winnable because they're all out attack. Leicester all over the shop should win that game, and then Man United. No, sorry, what was I talking about? Leicester, Crystal Palace, and Man United. After that, they got Brentford away, but then after that, they've got Wolves and then West Ham. So
they're all relegation fights.
Yeah, they're all big. Yeah,
they're
6 pointers.
They are.
It is 6 pointers season,
and they are. And so I can kind of see that.
That's Potter's first win, isn't it? Against Everton. That's going to be Potter's first win, isn't it?
Nah, our first win's going to be tomorrow night when we beat Aston Villa in the FA Cup.
That would be lovely for you.
Yeah.
But I actually think that if they can get a manager in place, and like I said, maybe get a draw against either Tottenham or Villa and accept that you might lose one. Those following 3, especially if Man United don't sort their shit out, they could be games where they get more from them than they might have expected under Dyche, especially with a different style of play. Yeah. I don't think you're going to get much from that crop of players. Bless him, Ashley Young's 40 pretty much, and he's still playing right back. That's a demanding position to be playing as a 40-year-old.
They've got assets in that club, haven't they? They've got Jordan Pickford, who's got clean sheets in his back pocket.
Pickford, who's your boy in
Branthwaite,
that's right.
You got
He's going to go, mate. He's worth a buy, that bloke.
He is worth a buy. But
he wants to go Man United, doesn't he? But Man United can't afford him because they need to sell their players, leading on to like Rashford and Casemiro.
Well, that's you, isn't it? That's the rumour.
Well, that ain't going to happen.
Do you know what?
I love it too, but
I could see him coming to Arsenal before he comes to West Ham. I'm not saying that I want him at Arsenal, but I could see him.
He'd be on the loan and he's sitting on the bench all season like Sterling.
Sterling's been injured.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
In my head, logically, why would Manchester United loan Rashford to us, who are only one place behind them in the league? We could get Rashford, and we could actually knock Man United down the league.
Do you think Man United think that you would do that? No, not being horrible, Adam, but do you think their mentality is, you know what, they are a big club, and they're going to think that you're not being disrespectful, but you're not a threat?
No, we're not. But when you've got the likes of Nottingham Forest that are third at the minute in the Premier League.
I still cringe at the fact that I predicted that Nuno could be the first manager of the year to be sacked. He could be manager of the year.
Yeah,
mate, I'm still cringing.
And getting Champions League spot.
Champions League, yeah. But what do we know? But yeah, I think in terms of Dyche, like, what do you think he must be feeling at the minute? Knowing what he's done. I personally think he's done a remarkable job at Everton.
Yeah, especially with the point reduction last year.
Lack of that. He's been moaning about the players that they brought in and not been good enough, and they're saying, "Oh, you approved them." I don't think he gets that much of a say. Like in what like if someone says, "Look, you can have no players or you can have this player," you're going to take this player, aren't you? Because you got to give that person a chance. But obviously, he's getting blamed for that. But what do you know him, not personally, but you know what he's like in the changing room. Like how do you think?
I mean, his mentality is that, basically, you do the best with what you got around you. Like, he will try and get the best out of whatever he's got around him. And he's very strict. He's got high standards, and he will pick the best players that he has that are doing what he wants to do and living up to the standards that he has. He's a clever bloke. You don't manage in the Premier League, and you don't do the things that he's done without being clever and knowing the game. And I think him playing has helped him do that. He sort of understands sort of both sides of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think this is going to affect him in any way, shape or form, because
I think he can walk away from that club.
He kept not just let's be honest, a poor team, really. I mean, I know they've got a few players like Pickford, Calvert-Lewin, and but they are average. That sounds awful because they're in the Premier League, but sort of average Premier League players.
England's number one goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And
but let's be honest. I mean, how many of them?
Without them and without Dyche, they would have been gone years ago.
Yeah, but
years ago.
But again, he's kept a crumbling club. I say with the background, as well as sort of not the greatest players, up through one of their hardest spells, and then, when it comes to a point where he is, like I keep saying, fantastic at man management and getting people to fight. You sack him. I don't get it. It comes to the business part of the year, end of the season, second half of the season, where you want someone to really get it grinding, and then you get rid of probably the best manager at the moment to do that.
Yeah.
Which you hired last year to do.
Yeah, in the same position.
Yeah.
That's it. If you're in that sort of trouble and state, he's the type of manager you hire to get you out of it.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know what? It would not surprise me if in a month's time someone at the bottom of the Premier League sacks their manager and brings him in.
Yeah.
I tell you now, who's bottom of the Premier League at the moment?
Wolves, isn't it?
No, Southampton. Southampton are long gone.
Yeah,
they're long gone.
I'll tell you what.
They've got that. No, they've already got that Dyche. Yeah, they're long gone. Really, Southampton are the same situation. You know, they invested in Russell Martin as a 10-year project and then sack him after 18 months. I think that's wrong. I think they should have just kept with him. They knew they were going down, but at least you had the manager there with a core of players that could have gotten promoted straight back up. I know that nobody wants to be a yo-yo club, but now, could you imagine Dyche in the Championship? Absolutely not.
And also, like, I know that it's probably a little bit too close to home, but West Ham were a little bit yo-yo for 5 or 6 years, and actually, Moisey and others have re-established. So no, sorry, it's just a quick point. No, it's okay. Like, they were a little bit yo-yo for a while, but then Moisey et al. Then have re-established West Ham as pretty much like, no one's saying West Ham's going down. At no point have I ever thought, oh God, West Ham are so bad they're going to get, even if they kept Lopetegui for the rest of the season, West Ham would still not be going down.
Yeah, exactly right.
And you know that they will have a bad year, right? But they could have finished the season with Lopetegui.
Yeah, that's right.
Not got relegated, sacked him, and brought in a better manager.
Yeah.
Or a manager better for the system, whatever. They saw Graham Bottom was available. They wanted to be the team to have Potter, so they moved. Fine. Lopetegui's got his money, no problem. But they came through a period of where they were relegated, and I think it was twice they were relegated, right? They went down.
We've been relegated twice in the Premier League, yeah.
Right. And so they were all quite close.
The first one was under Roda, and the second one was under Avram Grant.
And they were quite close, weren't they? 5 or 6 years.
The Avram Grant one was pathetic. It's pathetic.
Season. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, they were reasonably close together in time period.
No, I think we got relegated 2002, I think. No, 2003 we got relegated.
That's when we were Invincible, just so you know.
No, was it 2003? I'm just trying to think now. Yeah, it was 2003. 2003 we got relegated 2-2 at Birmingham away. It was the decided moment.
How long were you down?
We were down for 2 seasons.
Right.
So we got to the playoffs the following season.
No. Forget that. 2 seasons you were down.
Yeah.
Then you came back up.
So we came back up.
And how long were you in the Premier League before you went back down again?
I think it was...
So we called it a 10-year period and break even.
Yeah, I'd say it was like a 10-year period.
So if we called it a 10-year period, because the year that you got relegated, right, you probably were rough in the build-up to that as well. Yeah. So if we called it a 10-year period where West Ham were pretty rough, right, they got promoted the second time, and from that they've re-established themselves as a good Premier League team. So there's nothing to come back to Southampton. Take the yo-yo. Like, there's other teams who have yo-yoed and would you know, even Southampton. Like,
I think
it's crazy.
I was just researching it now. Newcastle relegated twice.
I know. Yeah. You know
what I mean?
Alan Shearer, and who was the other one?
I can't remember.
Alan Shearer came in as a...
no, I know, but Alan Shearer was the manager at the time.
Was it Kinnear? I don't...
Well, it might have been, actually, yeah.
No, it was Benitez. Yeah, Benitez.
Didn't he stay and bring him back up?
Yeah, that's right.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, the first time they got relegated, that might have been Kinnear, and then Alan Shearer took over, and they got relegated at Aston Villa. I know that because I remember that performance was pathetic. You're fighting for your lives, and you fucking put a performance like that. And then I think Chrissy Houghton took over, and they had that horrible yellow kit. Andy Carroll up front and Kevin Nolan.
Oh, Kevin Nolan.
Yeah.
Great player. Love Kevin Nolan. Anyway, right, we should move on.
So just a quick one. Replacements for the Everton job.
I think the obvious one has got to be Moyes.
They can't buy anyone. They can't get in or out of their contracts because the fans have already said that rather the money that they haven't got is spent on the players that they can't buy. So that was one of the funniest comments I saw today on TalkSport. So they're looking at free agents. I mean, there's a lot of links about Jose Mourinho taking over at Everton, but they ain't going to pay the compensation fee. And also, as pointed out by Alex Crook at TalkSport, the Freaking Group, who have just taken over Everton 2 weeks ago, are also owners of Roma, and they sacked Jose Mourinho at Roma.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So there's bad blood between Mourinho and the ownership anyway. So why would he go to Everton for a relegation dogfight when he's still in Europe with Fenerbahce? I don't see that.
I can only see Moyes. But
again, this is the question? Would Moyes want to risk his reputation that he's rebuilt at West Ham over the past 4 or 5 years, to try and keep a very poor Everton squad in the Premier League with no funds?
I also think
I can't see it. I can't see him going there.
Well, who do you think is taking over then?
Rooney.
I think it's all internal.
It's going to be Rooney.
What are you going to? I mean, I don't hate the Leighton Baines shout.
Yeah, Duncan Ferguson.
I don't think Rooney would do it. Absolutely not. I think if
Rooney would love to do it.
But if Everton take Rooney, they're going down.
They're going down anyway.
No, they are going down.
They might not go down.
No, they're going down, mate. They just signed it. They just signed it.
There's other options. The thing is,
they might not go down.
They need a manager who's completely fucking insane to take that job.
What, you mean Neil Warnock's coming back?
Do you know what? I'd love to see him in the. He's never been in the Premiership.
Yes, he has.
Crystal Palace.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, to apologise. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
And Neil Warnock would be a great shout, because do you know what? Do you know what? They'd be hard.
I was thinking about not
They'd be as hard to beat as a Sean Dyche. I mean, let's be honest. Sean Dyche teams weren't easy to beat. I mean, it was messy.
Sean Dyche though. If Warnock was your next option,
who's the other bloke?
I mean, Warnock's not taking that.
Who's someone who's like Warnock with he's skinny? He wears that little like guinea beard thing that he wears. Slap head.
Ian Holloway.
Is it Ian Holloway? It is Ian Holloway. It is him, isn't it? I think he was
Swindon.
The famous the guy who famously said, "If we hadn't have lost, we would have won."
I think he would be good. He would be good because he's a character, man. They need a character in there.
Yeah. Again.
Ian Holloway's time is definitely gone.
Well, I think he retired, didn't he? Didn't he get pulled out of retirement a couple of times? Mate, it won't be Hodgson, will it?
No,
I don't think he's well.
I think
I don't think. Yeah.
I think that there's a list of candidates there. I posted up on the group earlier, didn't I?
Yeah.
There's about 200 people on it, isn't there?
Yeah, these are all free agents. Let me just get the list up. So I can see Slaven Bilic doing it.
Nope.
No.
Former Everton player.
Can't see it.
No.
But again, would he want to take a
6-month contract? It's a 6-month contract.
Yeah,
you're basically hiring someone to keep you in the Premier League.
You need someone who's a dog fighter, mate.
That is it.
Yeah.
Sam Allardyce. Nope.
Sam Allardyce. I think he knows that he's not going to take that on.
He's been there before.
You've got.
Oh yeah, he's been there before now.
Edin Terzic.
Nope.
Again, I can't see him taking it. Walter Mazzari, who's managed Watford, can't see him taking it.
No.
Sarri.
Nope.
Can't see him taking
Absolutely not, no.
Eric Ten Hag, why?
No.
Xavi, no. Fonseca, just been sacked at AC Milan.
No.
Maybe, just to keep him in the shop window.
No.
David Moyes, but again...
Yep.
That one would surprise me the least.
Yeah,
if they get relegated and they keep him as a long-term plan, I could see that, but short-term, I can't see it. The funny... Gary O'Neill, maybe? So he just got sacked at Wolves. Yeah, he'd be in the dogfight.
Where's Scott Parker nowadays?
Scott Parker's at Burnley. They're second in the Championship.
Oh, he ain't even that then, is he?
The other laughable one is Lopetegui.
No.
So it's like we just sacked him for the exact same reason. So I can't. I'm
Lopetegui teams aren't hard to beat. Yeah.
I don't know what Everton are thinking, because as you say, like he is the man you want in for that job.
Yeah. It's just insane. Gareth Southgate.
No.
Why
would he do that? No, he's not going to do that.
No. But there was one Everton fan on TalkSport today that shouted out Davide Ancelotti, who's Carlo Ancelotti's son. So Davide Ancelotti is an assistant manager to Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid, and I think he was there at Everton as well. So Yeah.
All right. Okay. So
that's an outsider thing. Someone young coming in, but again, if there's not any relegation battlers out there, is there? Like the old school days. Like if you was in trouble, you was in the shit, you could rely on Sam Allardyce to get you out.
Harry Redknapp, yeah, mate.
Like,
yeah, Harry Redknapp. Straight away. First person comes to my head.
Let me tell you right now, right? I would pay to see the cinema of Harry Redknapp having one last role.
It ain't gonna happen.
No, but do you know what? I'm talking about. Forget Everton. For me, I would just love to see. You know those like old wheeler and dealers. Just roll up one more time. Just set up the store one more time. Get out the apple and pears. Just one more time, Harry.
And Rob, and do you know what? They get 7 points deduction, and he still keeps them up.
Who was that?
That would be magical.
Who was the guy that rolled up from Cardiff? Who was it? Peter Odemwingie.
Yeah,
just roll it up one more time. Just give it to me. Like I want that cinema.
He rolled didn't he, from West Brom?
That's right.
Yeah, then he ended up going to Stoke the following window.
That's right. Yeah.
So
cinema stuff. That.
Sorry, Everton fans. I think.
But it's a movie, mate. It is an absolute.
I think your time's come.
Yeah,
it might be. Should we talk about Arsenal?
Yeah, go. Yeah, we've got a couple of minutes to talk.
Yeah, no, I think we should probably talk about Arsenal very quickly.
No, just talk what you want to talk.
One of the things, right. One of the things that you put in the schedule, Adam, I'm talking directly to you, so you can't leave. Right, one of the things you put in the schedule was that Arsenal were having a bit of a meltdown, right? And I took that personally.
I didn't say you was having a meltdown. I said, have you lost the ball?
Well,
actually, I took that personally.
Do you know how many quotes I've seen that Arsenal need a rebuild of the rebuild? Do you know how many I've seen that come up today?
Can I come for you?
Yeah.
Not for you. Can I come for that? Right. So you put that Arsenal were off the ball, right?
Yeah. No.
Let me finish, right?
I heard the comment. I thought I said it just to rile you, but I actually think it's more taken out. It's massively taken.
Oh no, not that content. No, forget the ball thing.
Oh right.
So what
I was going to say, get used to it because we've got Puma balls next.
No, yeah. Well, I know that as well, but I actually didn't. I mean, that was just. I just thought it was just salacious, and people were just trying to. Basically, Arsenal equals clicks because Arsenal are massive. So you'll say anything about Arsenal because
West Ham.
Okay, well, denial isn't a river in Egypt either, Adam. All right. So let me just. I had a look at Arsenal's last few performances where we've drawn or we've lost, and this is where I think there's more to Arsenal's story, right? So Arsenal have not been on form, as an overview. And I said at the beginning of December, if Arsenal don't take 15 from 15 or 18 from 18, it's not been a good winter. I think we took 14 from 18 or something like that. So not a great.
What was the loss?
We didn't lose in the Premier League in the winter.
It was 14 games unbeaten, weren't we?
No, yeah. So we drew 2 games, right? So we didn't lose. We drew 2 games, right? But I just wanted to go through some numbers because I thought they were interesting. And this is from November. So I'm going to go backwards from December to November, right? So at Brighton, we drew 1-1. At home to Everton, we drew 0-0. Away to Fulham, 1-0. Yeah. Away to Chelsea, 1-0. And then we lost to Newcastle, 1-0. Right? They are the last fixtures, other than Newcastle and the Carabao Cup, I'll come to that in a minute, where we have lost or drawn. Right? Now, here are the XGs for those games, right? Against Brighton, where we drew 1-0, they were 1.7 and we were 1.81. Against Everton, we had 1.31. This was a 0-0 game. We had 1.31. They had 0.13, right? Fulham, 1-0. They had 0.1. We had 2.43. Against Chelsea, it was 1.24. Right. We had 1.96. At Newcastle, the way where we lost, it was 0.86 theirs to 0.91 ours, right? And then when we lost at Newcastle, and this is the one that kills me the most, right? Because I think the way that game has been treated is the worst of them all, right? Arsenal drew and lost games there where our XG was better. All right, maybe more clinical finishing, maybe just great goalkeeping performances, especially this Newcastle one I'm about to talk about. Newcastle, right, where we lost 2-0 at home, right? Their XG was around about 1, apparently. I couldn't find the actual XG, but I saw it written that their XG was about 1, right? Ours was 3.09, right? A couple of things there. Fantastic goalkeeping performance, and it was. I watched it, right? Really good goalkeeping performance, and then some really how is your luck deflections and goal line clearances, right? Or dodgy headers from right backs, right? Arsenal actually were pretty good in that game, but we didn't find the net, and that's on us. I'm not having that's on Arteta, right? That is non-clinical finishing.
You can't blame Arteta for Havertz heading the ball off his shoulder, can you?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And
if it goes on his head and it goes in the goal, it's a different game, isn't it?
This is what I'm saying. So the finishing has not been great, right? But actually, Newcastle will be thinking they took a steal there, right? Anyone who knows football, right? Newcastle in that game will know that they were well up against it. And don't get me wrong, their goals were beautiful. And by the way, Isak did to Arsenal what Arsenal do to everyone else. He bullied those defenders, put that push in for the first goal.
Yeah, it's the first one.
Which, by the way, I don't have a problem with because Arsenal do it. I don't have a problem with goals like that. That's just a striker standing up and being strong. Anthony Gordon's runaway, well, it wasn't really a runaway goal, but it was that ball across. Anthony Gordon was fastest, whatever, right? 2-0. But they were breakaway goals. I don't think Arsenal were outplayed, and the statistics show it. So I'm not a dig out player type of person because I don't really like it. But even without Saka, we've still been pretty good, actually. I do think that Havertz will be the victim, and I don't like it because I am Team Havertz, and I also think alongside Odegaard, who also hasn't been great since they've been back, but has still clearly tried their best and has been out with the sickness too. They're our best pressers. So I do worry what will happen if we do buy a forward to potentially replace a non-clinical Havertz maybe, because that pressing part of the two forwards there, the 10 and the 9, is so important to releasing everybody else. So I am interested to see what the outcome of that will be. But actually, maybe just a little bit of perspective, our XG has still been better than the teams that we've been drawing and we've been losing against. And I don't think you can hang the hat on Arteta there. We've had some bad finishing, some great goalkeeping performances, and some goal line clearances that would never you would never see. And then also even the Brighton penalty at the weekend, Saliba headers the ball first.
Yeah.
And I know that that's it's an easy out, but actually, there were lots of. I mean, John Terry. I hate to use John Terry because I don't like him, but if John Terry's turning around going, I can't believe that's a penalty, as a Chelsea legend talking about an Arsenal game, then there's got to be something in that.
Yeah.
You know?
And the sliding doors moment on that is that Pedro should have been sent off the previous game for that elbow in the Brentford game.
Exactly.
And he shouldn't even been on the pitch in the Arsenal game. That
there you go.
The yeah, things like that. Go on, Cal. Sorry, mate.
No, all I was going to say is I actually thought Havertz and Arsenal looked great against Newcastle in the first 20 minutes. If we had scored all the chances that we had, we would be sitting here laughing. Do you know what I mean? And I think actually our shape looked better with Havertz in the team. I know Jesus has gone and scored 6 in 7 or whatever it is now, or 5 in 7 or whatever it is. But I still think the actual team looked better with Havertz playing and our build-up play and the hold-up play and the actual chance that we made, even though we didn't take them. We actually look better as a rounded squad. What I just cannot get is Newcastle beat us 2-0 and it's like Newcastle fans are coming out of the woodwork as if they've gone and won the triple or something. I don't understand this whole big media it's like the change of the guard or
Yeah, I agree.
I don't understand what the big. I've got people coming up on my feed that I haven't seen for 20 years calling out people, and I'm like, hold tight. We are entitled to lose a game. You know what I mean? I don't get this big media frenzy about it. I
also think that I know that we've lost games this year, but Arsenal don't lose many. And I know that's like an easy thing to say, but actually when Arsenal lose, and 2-0 looks so much more comprehensive than the game actually was. Like I said, the statistics show it, and I was trying to allude to it, but actually I do think 2-0 flatters Newcastle. I'm not saying Newcastle didn't deserve to win. If you score 2 goals...
Well, they only had 2 chances. They played 2 breakaway chances. They scored. I don't get it.
Yeah, but Cal, if you score 2 goals...
They were shocking.
Yeah, but Cal, if you score 2-0, if you score 2 goals against Arsenal away from home at the Emirates, you deserve something. You took your chances. We didn't.
I agree, but I don't understand why it's such a big frenzy about it.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say. Is it looks more comprehensive than it was.
The frenzy of it is because
Arsenal sex sells.
Yeah, that's true. I can't deny that. But I think what it is that a lot of people are crediting Newcastle because of their physicality and their bullying methods of what Eddie Howe was installed in that team in terms of having.
But do you know what though? An XG of 3 or 4 or whatever it was does not say you bullied someone.
They didn't. I don't think they bullied us.
No, but like in terms of like the physical battles that they win in the park, like they've got Joe Linton, they've got Guimaraes, they've got Dan Burn, they've got Isak, they've got big players.
But I still don't think they bullied us. No, I think Isak was just fantastic in both build-ups and the goal.
In terms of their style of play, they've got those present. I can't fucking talk. That present.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm having a stroke.
You need a drink, mate.
I'm leaning in the sofa. I'm starting to sort that on Dash. No, but what I'm saying is that they've got players in that squad that years ago in the early Wenger era, you had that in your squad. You had a tall, physical.
But we've got that now.
Patrick Vieira.
But we've got that now.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. So you got Thierry Henry. You had your centre back pair.
Yeah, Keown. Yeah, Campbell. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I mean you got that physical presence, but then you shifted away from that, and then you went into more flair players. So like you had Pires and that, but then you went and had Santi Cazorla, Mesut Ozil, where they've done a lot of their feet, talking with their feet rather than with their bodies. And now Arteta is transitioning that back into the team where you're getting Arteta, you're getting Declan Rice, you're getting Mikel Merino, you've got probably
Gabriel,
you've got the 2 physical specimens in the centre back of Saliba and Gabriel. Like you're bringing that back, and I think the Arsenal banter era is because everyone's coming out of the woodwork because they're going, you reverted back to when you was Travis. Yeah, they look cold now, don't they? But yeah, I was saying what it is now is that you've come out of that phase, but you're known for having that smaller players banter era, if you know what I mean.
But that's 3 years ago. You're going. That's not a team now, though, is it? I don't understand why.
No, that's what I mean.
Why is
everyone's referring back to that era rather than what you are now. And it's like people are being quite ignorant towards Arsenal because it's like, hold on, you've gone back to the early Wenger years in terms of the build of the squad. And people are praising Newcastle for having that exact same build, but then they're criticising Arsenal for having that exact same build. It's like, well, what's the difference? Like,
I don't get it, Adam. I'm really sorry. I don't understand. Like, at the end of the day, they beat us on 2 breaks where Isak scored the goal and was fantastic in the build-up for the second one. And other than that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think Arsenal had a lot of possession, yes. I know Rob talks about stats and stuff. Ultimately, we just didn't take our chances.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why it's like the world changed. I don't get it.
It's the media frenzy because it's Arsenal. It's banter Arsenal. Everyone wants that banter bit back because they want to take the piss out of Arsenal all the time.
Yeah, but why? Why is that?
I don't know.
Because, like I said...
they're craving it again.
Because Arsenal sells so hard. Arsenal sells so hard. Like, whenever I don't listen to TalkSport that often, but whenever I do, it's always triggering in the sense to try and get people to phone in. Otherwise, there's no radio, right? There is no TalkSport without triggering people to call in. Right, exactly. Yeah. But who is the most triggered fan base? It's the fan base that you target the most. Arsenal fans will ring in and be like, "You're taking the fucking piss," right? And they will do it at AM, at lunchtime, and at PM, right? They'll do it in the morning and they'll do it on drive. And because Arsenal fans will ring in and will stake the claim, but also Arsenal are a team that have done things that no other team has done to start off with, but also Arsenal are a team that have done things that other teams would wish they could do.
Yeah.
Wish they could do. Arsenal are the most decorated FA Cup side in history. Arsenal are the only team to go invincible, regardless of whether you like the invincibility of it or not. Arsenal went invincible. Your teams would dream of it. And I'm not saying that specifically to fans, but what I mean is in terms of media frenzy and what sells, if you can dig out anyone, you want to dig out Arsenal.
Well, do you know what reminds me? It's like Rob hits the nail on the head. When Arsenal were winning the FA Cups, right? Oh, it's a Mickey Mouse. Oh, is it FA Cup important anymore? Man United or whoever it was went and won it, or Man City went and won it. Went, oh, what, mate? They've won the FA Cup. It's like, hold on. When we won it a year before, or a year after, like 2 years before, Mickey Mouse. Oh, maybe we should get rid of the FA Cup. And now another team goes and win it. What a triumph! What an amazing thing. I'm just like, what the hell? I just don't get it. I don't understand it.
I also think it is the lack of trophies under Arteta, despite the glorification of him. I'm not fussed about it, but this is what it just comes across as being an outsider looking in, is that I see a lot of the fan base piling on unnecessary pressure of Arsenal because of you being a successful club. Probably third most successful club, or third or fourth most successful club.
I don't think we're far.
I don't know if we're that high up, but yeah, go on. You're getting at.
Yeah, but you're one of the top 6 most successful clubs in the country, and the fact that you've starved of trophies whilst being under this influential manager in Arteta, who has changed the entire atmosphere at the club by him just walking in. I mean the vibes in the Emirates before he come in was terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Wenger.
Yeah, 100%.
Now he's reinstalled that.
Well, I don't think he's reinstalled it, Adam. I think he's completely. I think he's
in that stage
changed. I think he's changed it. I think. Yeah. I don't even think we've ever had that. I think he's brought something completely new.
Yeah,
and engaged fans that weren't even there.
Maybe it's self-inflicted because you had the what's the Amazon documentary? All or Nothing.
Yeah.
Again, that highlighted a lot of things, like where he brought the speakers out to training and playing "You Never Walk Alone," trying to get the players ready, and then when the game comes, you lose 4-0. Like,
he's trying different things. He's clever.
He gets a light bulb out of a bin, that sort of thing. Like, this don't plug in and it doesn't work, and that's what.
But why does that affect other people? I don't get why other people worry about that.
I think it allows an opportunity to take the piss out of it. Like those sort of things, those area things, which again I've got no problem with it, but it opens up scrutiny, doesn't it? So if you lose a game, it's a talking point. Because you're a big club, you're implementing these changes and it's not working, and people are going, let's all laugh.
But we all know it is working, because look at the club that we were before he come in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not doing it to poke you to one.
No.
But I'm just seeing it.
What I'm trying to say is what I'm trying to say is I know that people are going to sit and go, well, you've won nothing. He's been in. You've probably got the best club team that we've ever had. Yeah, since when we were, Wenger's early years when we were winning things, and you ain't won nothing. But again, you're going against the giants of Man City, first off. But also, why do you care if we're winning stuff? Our club is in such all this stuff about Arteta needs to, is it time for him to go? Do you need to get another man in? Or all this crap is absolutely crap. Yeah. Like, I'm really sorry. Don't get me wrong. I want to win stuff. Yeah, and I desperately want to win stuff. But we are in such a good place, right? I just don't get why anyone else cares. Like, no disrespect, I know we're here on a football podcast, and we love we take the mick out of Man United and stuff, but I'm not going to lie to you, we take the mick, but I truly don't care. I generally don't care, because all I care about is Arsenal.
Rob cares. Rob's sitting there.
No. I what was I going to say? I was thinking about.
I think it's time for let's laugh at Man.
I mean, they did draw against Liverpool. That's an incredible result for them.
Yeah,
but for anyone at the moment, to be fair,
I think didn't they lose against Bournemouth again?
I don't know. We've got to play Man United at the weekend, so I can't say anything.
Oh, right.
But I think people are. I think people are more obsessed with what Arsenal are doing than they care to let on, and actually, I would, as much as I don't want to finish second again this year, and by the way, that's not a given because Nottingham Forest are looking pretty good, and so are Chelsea, but
well, you say Chelsea, but
they've fallen off a little bit as well.
But you say that we all laughed at Chelsea with all these players that mate. They seem to be turning around. Not going off topic, but they've been turning around.
Yeah, but if you buy 40 players and you get 11 good ones, it's going your hit ratios less.
Yeah, but that's a strategy, isn't it? But
that's what Brighton do it. But it goes completely under the radar. Brighton do it. They go out and buy 40 odd players for £1 million, and then one turns into £100 million player. Like, you look at their transfer history, they're buying like 19 players a season. Doesn't get noticed. That's money. That's the strategy.
Yeah, but to come full circle, I obviously want to win trophies, and I don't want to keep coming second. But I would take the second over the banter. It was so hard. Those years, I have never felt so detached from my club.
Yeah, sure.
Right, and that's not because I didn't love my club, but I felt so detached from them because I was so frustrated, and I could see the holes. And I could see the issues, and I was just like, they're glaring. I don't know why you're not dealing with them.
Well, we know why, because Arsene Wenger was holding up a...
I know that, and I get that as well. But I've never felt so detached or so frustrated. And now we've got someone who's re-established us as a team that actually are pretty good. It's annoying when you see someone like Arne Slot coming in and being so good in their first season. That's annoying, right? Because you're then looking around going, well, come on, Arteta, mate, like, do something. But at the same time, you kind of have to like check yourself and be like, we were praying.
Yeah, we were praying to be in this situation.
We weren't just praying to be second. We were praying to be like fourth. Like fourth would have been a great season.
Well, even sixth,
and now second is like a minimum requirement. Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ, we've come a long way in a few years, because actually we're not just talking about a starting 11. There's players who are coming through. Nwaneri, Lewis Skelly, and
the young keeper.
Well,
he's injured again, isn't he? I can't think of his name. But there's players there who are coming through, and also we're finally making money off our youth products.
Yeah. Also, when was the last time Real Madrid was interested in one of our players?
I know.
Like,
I think there's a lot.
When was the last time a big club like that wanted one of our players? It was probably Van Persie going to Man United.
No, Adebayor did play for Real Madrid. It was just after Man City.
Yeah, well, I don't think we could take credit for that one.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm being.
Yeah, Henry go to Barcelona.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's
Cesc Fabregas, Thomas Vermaelen. They all went Barcelona.
15 years ago.
Alexander Heb. Alexander Son.
Rob, you're talking about the glory. It's true. It's true. It's true.
They all went to Barcelona. They went to Barcelona.
Yeah. Probably the last one, isn't it?
But they went to exactly. They all went to Barcelona. So
But he went because his mum lived in Barcelona or something.
But apparently, but now we've got players who actually want to stay. I know that there's the whole Leandro Trossard contract. Wait, there's the whole Trossard contract thing right now. But apparently, even Saliba wants to stay. If Saliba wants to stay,
and Real Madrid want him,
I know this sounds far fetched, but I heard Trossard, Potter has sanded out Trossard to come to West Ham.
Well, he'd start at West Ham.
Yeah, he would start.
They'd have to pay for him.
Yeah. Well, he's got a year left on his contract.
18 months
from the summer. Yeah.
He's still. Do you know what? For West Ham's money, he's still worth 20 million. Like,
yeah,
because he's clinical.
And that was one of the things, because obviously he had his Brighton.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Sorry,
but you know, his name. And by the way, I wouldn't want Trossard to go to West Ham, but I can see it. That's a move that makes sense. If he's not going to sign a new contract, and we can get as much or up to 20 million, that's worth the money because we're getting
maybe you bid 60, 70 million for Kudus plus Trossard.
Well, I don't think Kudus is good enough. Like, you keep talking about Kudus, I don't think he's good enough.
Do you know what?
I just want to get rid of him.
To be fair, mate, I'd sooner send Trossard to Brentford for Mbumo.
I agree. You keep going back to Kudus. I honestly, I don't rate him.
Even Visser.
No, to be fair, I do rate Kudus, but I would take. That's fine.
What's he done? How many goals he got this year?
He's well off the ball this year. But again, that's the problem we've had at the club, because we've had that could be get best out of.
Do you know what though? You say that Kudus could have been a Lopetegui problem. Under Graham Potter, you could be talking like Mitoma, kind of like crazy.
Yeah.
No, not even Mitoma. Who was it before that? Who was it that was running? Who was doing crazy things when Potter was at?
Caicedo.
No, yeah, but that's different players, isn't it?
Sorry, March.
But you know what I mean? Like they were. I can't think of who I'm trying to think of right now.
McAllister.
No, that's not the right person. Who was on the wings on for Potter? I can't think. But you could be unleashing.
I think it was that Dutch kid, Wingardium Leviosa,
and also probably Trossard.
It was Trossard.
So
Trossard.
Basically Trossard. So I think there's I actually think that Kudus could really do something with Potter. Of all the players at West Ham, Kudus is probably the player that could benefit the most.
Yeah.
Other than maybe Fulkrug.
That's it. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. Sorry, we've gone into West Ham. But,
no, it's okay, because it was kind of like Arsenal related, wasn't it? So.
Yeah. But okay then, chaps. Well, we've waffled on enough to catch up over the past a few weeks break. But
before we go, are West Ham still in the FA Cup?
Yeah, we've got Aston Villa tomorrow.
What's the score?
I think we might get 1-0 win.
1-0 win, Cal?
What, West Ham?
Yeah. Is Potter going to be in charge tomorrow?
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I reckon you're going to lose 4-0.
Okay.
Against Villa?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't see him scoring that many.
It's a free hit in my eyes.
I don't think Villa have been great.
They've got no Duran. Duran's suspended.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of injuries.
Watkins hasn't been playing much.
Yeah, but knowing that, Watkins get fucking hat-trick.
I know, but
that's what I'm thinking.
A couple of training sessions with Potter, new manager bounce. I'll go with you on that. I'll go 1-0 win to West Ham.
I just think, you know what?
I reckon Kudus would be like, I can't believe I get to play like this now.
Yeah.
And Fulkrug would score 2.
You just said 1-0 win.
1-0.
Change my mind, 2-0.
Okay. Well, it could go either way, but it's a free hit. I think if we play with a lot of pressure off and going under Potter, I think we could do well. And who you guys got?
We've got United.
Let's all laugh at Man U.
Oh yeah, that was the draw, wasn't it?
Let's all laugh at Man U.
That's such a great tie, though, isn't it?
I know I'm working this weekend as well. I'm gutted.
Is it on Saturday or something? Sunday.
But do you know what? I'm gonna go hard. Based on all of the XG...
It's away though, isn't it?
I don't care. Based on all of our XGs...
I think you'll beat Man U.
I think we're going to beat them.
Yeah.
I think our XGs and their shoddy defence, I genuinely think we'll win, and I'm going to go 2-0. I don't think going forward...
Yeah, that's just rumours, isn't it?
I don't think going forward they are strong enough to really beat us in defence. And I know that might come back to haunt me, but I think going forward we are better than their defence.
We're at home anyway.
2-0. I think 2-0.
Are you at home?
Yeah, we're at home.
Oh, you're fucking beaten.
I think it's 2-0. I think it's. I think we could beat them better than we beat them when Amorim first took over, when they had the new manager bounce. I think it could be more convincing this time. It swings and roundabouts. Like I said, our XG has been better than teams we've drawn and lost to.
Yeah.
But I think if Havertz is playing and he's better from the sickness, if Odegaard is playing and he's better from the sickness, if Rice and Partey play, I just don't see them bettering us in midfield. I just don't.
Another notable game that's happening over this weekend, which is on Monday night, and that is Millwall v Dagenham and Redbridge.
Ooh, local.
So I would expect a bit of trouble on that one.
Do you reckon there will be?
Yeah, because you know what, you'll get a lot of West Ham fans that support Dagenham, and the rivalry will just carry through that club. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game. That's on Monday night, and that's when the FA Cup draws on as well. So I'll be watching that one. I know that one for sure. But yeah, I don't despise Millwall. I've got my daughter's named after a Millwall fan, so yeah, who's a relative of mine. So yeah, it's not
fan. Or... he's a Millwall fan.
Yeah, he's not a fan of my daughter.
No,
he wasn't. Basically, because I'm related to the Moncur family, John Monkur's uncle, Cornelius, used to go up my uncle's club in Dagenham, and his short name was Connie. And he was a Millwall fan that used to sing Bubbles.
Hang on, wait, you're related to John Moncur?
Yeah.
The guy that got Patrick Vieira banned for 3 games for spitting at him?
Yeah. No, that was Neil Ruddock, mate.
Oh, was it Neil Ruddock? Oh, I've hated John Moncur unnecessarily over these last 20 years.
John Moncur had a spat with Eric Cantona at Man United. He's here, he's there, he's every fucking where. John Moncur.
Everywhere but the pitch.
Mate, yeah, brilliant.
Don't get upset, mate. I'm only playing.
I'm not saying I'm fucking best buds with him, but we're related bloodline.
You had Christmas dinner with him, though, didn't you?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I had Christmas dinner with him. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. No, he's a relative on my nan's side. So yeah, because my great nan was one of 7, and then all their sisters married off, and just so happened to be in the East End of the Moncur family. So yeah, bit of claim to fame. Yeah, got an actual West Ham legend as a relative. Goes down well.
That's really good.
Yeah, right, we'll wrap it up there then on that note.
Yes, I'm really happy for you.
You got any Arsenal legends in your family?
No, but my dad's a legend, and he grew up on the same road as Highbury.
Actually, in Heather's family, she had a player. I'll have to look it up, but who played? I'm sure it was for West Ham actually, and he also played for England. I mean, I'm talking about like back in I think it might be in 30s or 40s.
Oh my god! Wow,
yeah. But obviously also I suppose technically Heather's side we've got the Paul brothers, Powell brothers. Sorry, yeah. That's the one. Sorry, that's the other Billy. He's married to the other cousin, but yeah, they both play for West Ham.
Yeah, Jack Powell, isn't it?
Jack Powell, yeah, and Joe Powell, but
and they've got a cousin called Kapow.
That's actually quite good for you. I'll have to look it up because he played for England, and I'm sure it was West Ham. It might even be Millwall actually. That'd be bent on it. I'll have to look it up.
Is he Scottish? I know.
No, they're like East End. Like
he played for he played for England. Was he Scottish? What a fucking idiot.
Heather's family line basically stays in the East End on her granddad's side for like hundreds of years. Like literally just as far back as you can go, East End. But I asked Heather because they got the paperwork at home. They found thingies, and I'll share that with you because you're like that, won't you?
Yeah. We'll do that.
It's when he comes back as a Millwall.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Either way.
All right.
Well done, boys.
Yep. Night, fellas.
Another episode in the can. Thanks again. We'll see you next week. And we ain't got a motto or nothing, have we? We'll just see you later.
Yeah. Au revoir. Ciao, Bella.
I was trying to think of a motto, but I had nothing. Put ad distra.
I think we should cut.
Which means something about the stars. I just can't remember the rest.
I think we should cut this bit because this is painful.
All right. See you later, guys. Bye.